This is Yabike app, a finance management app. So we're going to start by launching the Yabike app for the first time. And as you're going to see the app immediately requests for permission to send notifications. Then we'll tap allow to enable notifications. Now we're going to be presented with the onboarding flow, which has three screens that introduce our new user. We can swipe through these screens or tap skip to jump ahead. So let's quickly swipe through the final screen and get started. So now we've reached the authentication screen, which supports two methods of sign up. Let us demonstrate the email authentication with the built-in validation. We'll first enter the full names, Edwin Maingana. The email, we're going to use the student email. And now for the password, we're going to intentionally enter mismatched passwords to show that our formed validation is in action. And as you can see, when you enter mismatched, it's going to give you an error. Now we're going to enter matching passwords and tap sign up. Perfect. Now the app confirms that the verification email has been sent. This is a security feature. Users must verify their email before accessing the app. So let's try to sign in without verifying. You can see that it shows an error. Now we're going to open our email in the spam folder and click on the verification link, and you're going to see what happens. Yes, now the app automatically detects that the verification in real time and logs me immediately. So if we check the Firebase authentication browser, in the browser you can also see that the new user has been created with our email verification confirmed. So our app also supports Google Sign In for the users who prefer faster authentication. We're going to sign out and also use the Google authentication. We can choose the email you want to use, and yes, just like that, we'll just be authenticated. Perfect. Yes. Now looking at the Firebase again, you can see that the second user has been also created, this time using Google as the authentication provider. So now that we're authenticated, let's see the main features of the app. So I'll take over from here and walk you through the home screen. This is the user's main dashboard showing their net balance, quick income, and expense summaries and their recent transactions. So before anything else works, the app needs permission to read SMS because that's how we import transaction data and automatically set up the user's wallets. So when I tap allow, the app immediately scans the existing SMS on the device. It parses the transaction alerts, detects which services the user uses like Momo or Equity, and automatically create those wallets inside the app. At the same time, those wallets are also created to Firestore, so the local app and the backend start off fully in sync. Yeah. And throughout this process, the user receives notifications for every activity the app performs, whether it's creating wallets, adding transaction, or any other important action. Now, going back to wallets, the wallets are created and synced. The home screen becomes reactive. As you can see, the net balance has changed. And when I switch the wallets, here two widgets update instantly, the net balance at the top and the income and expense summary cards below it. So going to the transactions, all the transactions are grouped by date, like today and yesterday, and each item shows the category, the short description, and a color-coded amount. When you click or when you tap a transaction, you get the full details view, everything parsed from the SMS, including the amount, the description, and other data. And just like the wallets, all transactions are synced to Firestore, as you can see it. And finally, this is basically the home screen, and welcome David to present about the transactions screen.
So for the transaction screen, we do have filters that might include filtering by the week, by the year, customizing it. Also, you can choose by even today or any other day. But we now have the all time, And we also have a pie chart that contains all the expenses and how we've been using the money. And we also have our top category, which includes our top expenses and income, and a transaction list, which includes every single transaction we have been able to transact. If we do now go to the plus button, this is a great rotation, showing that our screen is working very well. And here we can be able to add a new wallet, which might include a financial institution that you're working with. Let's say, for example, Equity Bank, and we choose a category, but we start by an icon, and then we choose the category, which might include an expense or an income. Then after that, let's say we choose the fruits and we say that uh, let's say that it's kebab. No, let's try to add some amount of money in the icon, and we do add the currency, say 2000, and we can also scan by choosing a picture in the gallery or from the camera. And let's continue and choose a date when the transaction happened. And after choosing that, we continue to describing the type of transaction. You can say the kebab and give a better description. Moving on, now we do have the transaction itself, and we can be able to edit or delete uh, the transaction. But if we go back and edit here in Firebase, we are able now to see the JSON data describing our new transaction. And if we continue to the pie chart above and search, we do see kebab, the new transaction with the description of what happened in the transaction included into the pie chart. Let's move on to the budget.
Awesome. So we can also check out the budget feature, where if you usually want to limit how much money you want to spend on something, you can basically set a budget for it. So let's see. This is the screen how it looks before you set a budget. Let's click new. Here you enter the name. Let me call this budget a budget for snacks. Let's say like snacks. Next, so this is a timeline which we have, like to show the user the steps. So for this case, I can choose food and dining as the category. You can always choose any category you want. Next, I'm going to choose the amount I want. Let's say, for example, I want to spend 50,000 on snacks. And let me choose monthly to make it a monthly, a budget for the month. And I can choose a period of time which I want this budget to take effect. I can choose any random date. Let me just choose 11th of November. And it's going to last up to Boxing Day, as you can see. And down here, you're able to see also this information showing you the number of days the budget will be active for. So let's create the budget quickly. And once it's created, you can see this snack bar notification. And also, if I refresh the Firebase DB we have, we should now see this reflected as well. As you can see, the budget I've just created now is visible here. And if I can come back here, you can see that the transaction we recently created as the kebab is basically being reflected here in the budget. So I want to show some actions as well. So when you click on the budget, this is how it looks. And if you want, you can edit it. Let's say, for example, snacks. Maybe I forgot to November, December snacks, right? I can edit any other details I want. So let me choose monthly still. And if I update, as you can see, this has already updated in the Firestore. We also receive a notification and it should be reflected here instantly as well, right? So let's say, for example, you know what, I don't want to set a budget. Let me just delete it. You can come here, click here, and click on delete budget, and as you can see, this is reflected instantly in the Firestore. And we still have the budget collection, but now it's empty as we have deleted this recent one. Now, next, we can check out the settings.
So our app have different types of notification, like categories, like transaction categories, wallets, notification, security. But let's look at the wallet. So on the wallet settings, you can see that we have two types of wallets that were created when the transaction when the transactions were being pressed from the SMSs. And with these wallets, you can edit them, you can deactivate or activate them, or even delete them. And another thing is that you can add a custom wallet. Let's say if you have cash, you want to make a cash wallet, you can do that here, or restore data from wallets from the backed up data from Google Drive. Now, we also have the notifications, and you can toggle them based on what you prefer. And let's toggle a few of them to see, we'll see them how they persist when the app is closed. Yeah, this is what we have on the notifications. So on the security, we have the PIN and the biometrics, which adds a layer on the top of what we already have. The password in the email and the password that we already have, this adds another layer to the security of the app. And we also have SMS permissions. So this feature allows users that missed the SMS permission prompt when they use the app for the first time. This allows them to request for the SMS permissions. We also have the data management, where we see the backup, where the users can make backup and restore their data using Google Drive. And let's connect with a Google account to see what happens. You can switch from one of your Google accounts so that the permission is granted to the app to access, edit, update your Google Drive. And this is what you see after connecting your Google account to the app. And you can switch your account, the account, or backup and make a backup instantly, which we're going to see. And by clicking the backup button, the backup is created, and you can see some information about it, like the size, the date and time. You also see your storage capacity, your Google Drive storage capacity, and you can also select how your auto backup should be made, like whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly, or even when you like doing it manually by pressing that button or turning it off completely. We also have you have those two buttons at the bottom, which allows you to restore the backup or delete the backup from the Google Drive. Last but not least, we have the sign out. But before we check this feature, let's see if the data persists after the app is closed. And as you can see, we still have our user logged in with the same data. And if you go to the notifications, you can see that our preferences are still the same. Now let's go ahead and test the sign out feature to see if it works as expected. And voila, as you can see, everything works well. Let's restart our app and see if still works fine. Yeah, everything works fine. Thank you very much. This was our demo.